HowExpert! Top 10 Coffee Fun Facts. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more HowExpert Top 10 videos in the future. Moving on, let's talk about the HowExpert Top 10 Coffee Fun and Interesting Facts. Number 10. Coffee is a food product and should be treated as such. Most people wrongly assume that coffee beans are similar to dry storage foods like flour, but coffee beans are actually a food product with a very limited shelf life. In fact, an open bag of beans lasts only about a week or two unless sealed in an airtight container. And when you're done brewing, make sure to clean your coffee or espresso machine on a regular basis, because old coffee turns to mold. Number 9. Espresso is not a type of bean, it's a type of brew. Yes, you heard that right. Espresso is mistakenly referred to as a bean quite often, when it is actually a brewing method. Espresso is made when near boiling hot water is shot through finely ground beans that have been packed as a cake. Espresso requires more preparation than drip coffee, for example, but if you prepare your beans correctly, the filtering should only take 20 to 30 seconds, which makes espresso the fastest brewing method available. Number 8. Coffee beans are not naturally brown. Have you ever thought of what color your coffee beans look like when they grow? Coffee beans are actually fruits on the coffee trees that grow in tropical climates. Their natural color is green or red, and they get their dark brown color from being roasted. The darker the color, the longer your bean has been roasted. Number 7. Dark roasted coffee is equivalent to charred steak. What does your barista mean when they ask if you would like dark or medium roast? First and foremost, let's get the biggest misconception out of the way. Dark roasts do not have more caffeine than light roasts. Instead, think of it like a steak on a grill. The longer the steak is grilled, the more it takes on the flavor from the grill. The shorter the steak is cooked, the more you can taste the meat flavor. So a light roast will have a complex aroma, natural to the bean, while the dark roast will have a stronger and distinct flavor. Number 6. There are 2 types of coffee beans, Arabica and Robusta. A controversial topic for anyone in coffee is the choice between Arabica and Robusta. Arabica has been the gold standard in coffee, while Robusta is seen as a lower-class coffee. This is mainly due to the fact that Arabica is a high-maintenance bean to produce. The Arabica tree will only grow under specific conditions, such as at least 1,000 meters, about 3,300 feet, above sea level, near very rich soil, with volcanoes providing perfect growing conditions, and with little to no competition for nutrients. Comparably, Robusta can grow almost anywhere. However, specialty coffee producers have long since adopted Robusta, and today you can get a mean cup of joe from Robusta beans. Number 5. If you're in need of caffeine, go with drip coffee. No, espresso is not the coffee loaded with the most caffeine, at least if you go by serving size. One double shot of espresso, which is the amount used in most lattes and Americanos, has about 60 to 100 milligrams of caffeine, while a cup of drip coffee has 95 to 180 milligrams. Many coffee drinkers would opt for an Americano when they want a caffeine boost without the flavor, which is a mistake. An Americano is just espresso with water. This means you'll get a watered-down espresso flavor rather than drip coffee that has been brewed for 7 minutes and is rich and full in flavor. Number 4. Fairtrade coffee is not as fair as you think. If you have ever stood at Whole Foods trying to decide between Fairtrade coffee and your favorite coffee, this is for you. Fairtrade was a concept that evolved in order to help farmers in poor countries earn a decent living. However, the development of middlemen in the organization, as well as bureaucracy, means that farmers receive less pay than before. When all fees and requirements are taken into consideration, the Fairtrade deal is not fair at all. And as a bonus, Fairtrade coffee is often lower quality. Why? Because Fairtrade beans sell at a set price per pound. Imagine if you have 2 batches of coffee. Batch A is good, and Batch B, not so much. Batch A will sell for 70 cents a pound on the open market, while Batch B would sell for 20 cents a pound. Now Fairtrade comes along and offers you 30 cents for either of your batches. Are you going to sell them both for 60 cents to Fairtrade? Or are you going to sell the one for 30 cents and the other for 70 cents, making $1 a pound? Number 3. The real difference between a latte and a cappuccino is air. If you surveyed people on the street, they would probably say the difference is the amount of milk. Although this is technically true, the real difference between making a cappuccino and a latte is in the milk preparation. Lattes have what is called microfoam, which is made by adding small amounts of air to cold milk and steaming it until it's as thick as paint. It is then tapped so any air pockets can pop, and the result is about 15% microfoam and 85% steamed milk. The perfect cappuccino, on the other hand, is achieved by adding a lot of air to the milk and then steaming the rest. Thus, you have a thick layer of very delicate foam and about 50% steamed milk to foam ratio. Number 2. Coffee as the only legal option for divorce. Coffee is a necessary lifeline for many of us, and we can jokingly say that it's what keeps marriages intact. In Old World Turkey, however, coffee was literally what kept married couples together, as women were not allowed to file for divorce for any reason, except if the husband had neglected to provide her with a daily quota of coffee. And let's be honest, that sounds like a pretty fair reason to divorce. And finally, number 1. The world's most expensive coffee is picked from cat feces. Yup, that's right. The world's most expensive coffee costs around $100 to $600 a pound and is sourced from the feces of a cat. Kopi Luwak, or cat poop coffee, as it is sometimes referred to, is made from coffee cherries that are eaten by a small animal that looks like a cross between a cat and a raccoon. Because the cat cannot digest the cherries properly, they ferment in the stomach and are excreted whole, leaving behind coffee beans that have been structurally altered to a smooth and round flavor. As a bonus, the Asian civet is a very picky eater, so only the best and ripest beans make it through their digestive system. If you liked our video, be sure to click like and subscribe for more HowExpert Top 10 videos for all topics from A to Z in the future. Also, let us know what other topics you want us to do a HowExpert Top 10 video in the future in the comments below. Thank you. Have an amazing day and take care. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more.